everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new 2022 Lincoln Navigator. Now this one is in the Reserve package. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Navigator. This is their demonstrator model if you want to come in and drive a Navigator before you put in an order for one. I'll include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can contact them. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get right into it. So under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 16 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 450 horsepower at 5,500 RPMs and then 510 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPMs. Now let's go over the front end of the Navigator. So first off, we have the distinctive Navigator hood with these three prominent body lines in the center of the hood. And then of course you've got the other ones off to the side. And I love this paint color. It almost looks flat from a distance, but once you get up close and in the sunlight, you can see the metallic flake. Now coming down below, you guys can see here with the LED lights and the daytime running lights, super bright and distinctive to the Navigator. And we got a little turn signal down below. And then notice the blacked out trim here at the bottom. Parking sensors here on the very bottom, and then we have the gigantic Lincoln front grille here with the gigantic Lincoln emblem. It doesn't look that big on camera, but you guys can see it's like the size of a grown monkey hand. Anyways, you can see there you've got the camera at the bottom of the Lincoln logo, and well, there's the front end. Coming around the side here, we've got 285mm tires wrapped around 22-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the design on the wheels themselves, how it has this like cool flowy type shape to it. That's just a Lincoln thing that they do. We've got our Navigator logo here on the side, and then notice here with the mirror how that's all blacked out. And then you guys can see here with the chrome trim at the bottom and then also down below as well. And this does have power side steps, but they're painted, and so they kind of like meld in with the bodywork, which is really cool. Now here's a key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function remote starting on the opening here for the hatch. We'll press that a couple times and it'll pop it right open. And so what you guys will notice is all the seats are folded down, so you can see how much storage space you have with everything folded down. It is absolutely enormous. Now we do have a bunch of cool controls right here on the side. So as for the second row, you can throw them down, but you can't throw them up. That's why there's just one arrow. It's, well, yeah, pointed one way. Anyways, for the third row, however, we can press the center function and that'll raise both of them at the same time. So that is one benefit about the third row over the second row. Is the third row, well, you don't have to do anything yourself. You just got to press a button. You do have to lift up the headrests yourself though. The middle one though, it doesn't have a lift up function like normal. Anyways though, with the third row up, you guys can see the storage space here, and this is not an L, this is just the regular Navigator, so you can see it's, you know, kind of limited, but notice we do have a little bit more underneath as well. Anyways, when you're all done, you just press this and boom, the hatch will lower down and you'll get to see the Navigator's most distinctive feature in my opinion, and that is the giant LED tail lamp light bar. It is just enormous, wraps all the way around here to the side, super distinctive, says Lincoln. And then we've got more parking sensors down below. We've got the bezel that covers the receiver hitch, and yeah, other than that, there is the rear. Now here's the door panel in the back. You guys can see here with the two-tone design, looks absolutely fantastic. I love the speakers for the sound system too. They also are very nicely stylized. We do have a little bit of piano black trim. It's okay though, it's okay. Got some wood trim right here. And then as for the seat, you just gotta muscle it up into place. And you can see really nice perforated leather. You got those nice side steps to help with getting in. And you have this beautiful leather grab handle to also help with getting in. Notice here with the legroom, you guys can see the headroom as well, pretty nice here. Also, even this little grab handle has leather on it. I'm just noticing some weird stuff here to make it more luxurious, I suppose. Got a little screen there for like the climate controls, and then the most important thing, boom, some cup holders. Got the little outlets right there. And then as for the third row, I mean, I guess since it's so easy to get back there, we'll just pop back there. So you guys get to stare at my feet for a minute. I'll sit in the middle seat here this time, so you guys can see legroom. Headroom as well. So you can fit adults back here very comfortably. Notice we got little buttons for the seats and a USB as well. But yeah, you definitely, like, this is adult friendly, so it's for sure friendly for kids. Let's head to the front. So here is the front door panel. You guys can see here with the two-tone design, looks absolutely fantastic. We have all the seat adjustments. We do have memory seats as well. And then notice here, we've got blind spot warning for the mirrors, and then more speakers for the sound system, window controls, and we have these really cool sculpted front seats. They have such a unique appearance to them. Pretty normal pedal layout down below. We've got our light controls here off to the side, and then again, look at all the trim, looks fantastic. Steering wheel's power adjustable. Let's pop in. So first off, just because the outside lighting was pretty bad, I wanted to show this stuff while we're inside of the Navigator. So this is actually for the massaging seats. This is just to turn off the massaging seats basically and reset. And then these are for like the little thigh bolster things here to extend them out. Definitely interesting. But anyways, let's move from that to the steering wheel, which I think looks fantastic with all of the leather. You got the wood trim there in the center. We've got our OK button, which is very, very important for the center stack. And then we got like voice command phone controls. We do have adaptive cruise control, and it does have like the lane keeping assist, volume controls, paddle shifters here for that 10-speed automatic. And then we got our turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock, and sensors that you can't see in real life, but the camera catches them. Anyways, there's the steering wheel. So here is the center gauge cluster. It's a full digital gauge cluster, as you can see, and I love how it looks when I rev up the other RPMs a little bit. I don't know, just a cool appearance overall. But anyways, there are some different menus you can scroll through here in the center to change the information that's shown to you. Like you can see fuel economy with like 3 different tabs right there, tire pressure, all that kind of stuff. But the cool part, just like other Navigators in the past, is, well, the drive modes. So you guys can see all the different drive modes. So like you got your sporty driving mode, fuel efficient driving mode, your normal mode, and then you have your normal 4x4 auto, and then you got like your icy mode, and then your deep snow conditions, and then you have your snow climb. I love how there's like 3 different modes basically for driving the snow. Well, technically, because you have your normal 4x4, so like there's like basically 4 modes for driving in inclement weather, which is just hilarious, but it's also awesome at the same time. Now here is the center infotainment system. First off, if we pop it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. We also have that bird's eye view as well, and notice how I can press this little tab right here to change the camera view itself. This has a full 360 camera system, so you have complete coverage with the vehicle from a camera perspective, which is a big plus. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, first off, you got the shortcut bar here at the bottom. You do have this auxiliary screen here on the side, which you can change what that shows there on the side. But the most important thing is the settings tab. So you guys can see here with different things that you can go to, like the seats, for example, so that you can change the massaging seat function. Very, very important. And then you also have the ambient lighting as well. And then the other one is the vehicle features, so you can see with like the running boards and all that kind of stuff. Customize all of that. Overall, great infotainment system. I think Lincoln did a really good job with the design and the material use here throughout, like on the dash here. And then also look at that Revel Ultima for the sound system. It also is a very solid sound system. And then you can see here at the top of the dash with the wood trim. Sorry about the lighting, it's pretty bad. I'll kind of get closer here on this side so you can see the graining on the wood trim. I think it looks really good. And then we've got our vents here in the center. We've got this little camera button here to just plop the camera right on hazard lights. This is our transmission selector right there. Trailer backup system, trailer brake controls, and then our analog controls for the radio and the climate system. We do have heated seats as well as cooled seats. And they're also massaging, right? Wireless phone charger here. You can see all the wood trim, and then just notice the face on that. And then here at the cup holders as well, you can see the wood face there. And then notice here for the parking brake, and then you guys can see here with the auto stop start, parking assistance, and then auto hold, and then a drive mode select. And then notice here with the center console, and you can see here with the wood trim there, and then notice here with the leather trim all along the side. And then finishing things up, pretty decent with the glove box, and then notice here with the metallic trim that goes across. And yeah, definitely a nice look. Finishing everything up at the top here, we have a lighter colored headliner, big old panoramic sunroof here, sunglass holder as well, and then we got the controls here for the sunroof, and then universal garage door openers, and there you go. So there's quite a bit of glare, so it's kind of hard to see the window sticker on this Navigator, but anyways, 2022 Navigator. This one has the 201A equipment group. It also has stuff like the luxury package as well. Anyways, base price $90,815. After all options on this one, $98,540 is the total MSRP. And let's drive it. Well, let's go over visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood. You guys can see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So, setting off here in the Navigator. And, you know, the new Navigator is pretty exciting, right? It obviously wasn't like a full-on redesign, but they did change enough to make this just feel a little bit more premium. It was already a really nice feeling vehicle, but this just kind of steps things up a little bit. First off, from a ride quality perspective, going to little bumps, holds up really well, actually. Seat comfort is just absolutely amazing with this, let me tell you. Like, just, these seats are so plush, so comfortable, and the massaging seat function too, definitely a nice thing. Now, just like Mercedes, there's so much adjustment on the seats that it takes a minute to really find like your perfect position, because again, you can literally adjust everything, but that's, again, so nice that you can do that. From a driving perspective overall, like, cabin's really well insulated. Like, this definitely has a really nice, like, luxury feel to it. Man, these trees are hanging down low. I'm like almost scared that they're gonna touch the roof. Other than that, we of course have to pop it into the Excite mode for our acceleration here. Look at that, we got a green light for like the first time ever in the channel's history. Woo! It's got that Raptor tune going on. Now, I bet this is actually quicker than the Raptor, but it doesn't feel that way because it's not as loud as the Raptor. The louder you are, the faster it feels. That's just, I don't know, that's just a car thing. But it's quick. I mean, for a full-size SUV, it is definitely quick, that is for sure. This handles amazingly well, too. I love how this drives. Like, it's such a nice experience. Well, that's a cool car. I don't know what that is, but that thing looks cool. Anyways, summing things up here with the Navigator. I think it looks great on the outside. I don't think that Lincoln really needed to change all that much with the exterior styling with the Navigator. Some of you might not agree with me, but since the Navigator was released, I've always thought it was a good looking vehicle, and it's still a great looking vehicle to this day. And then from an interior perspective, very nice interior. Like, there are some like plastic surfaces, like the back of the seats, which has always been kind of weird to me with Lincoln seats, that like, I don't know, like the front looks so cool and the back is just like plastic. But everything, most of the stuff that you look at and everything you touch, aside from like the paddle shifters and these stalks, is really nice from a material standpoint. That's the only thing that really, like, you're gonna touch around. I guess the buttons here on the steering wheel too, but for the most part, right, the stuff you're gonna touch on a regular basis, right, especially all like the controls and everything, looks and feels very premium. And so yeah, I think Lincoln did an amazing job here with the new Navigator. It looks great, it drives amazingly well, it's super comfortable, massage seat function is fantastic. And so yeah, you know, compared to the, so here's the thing, let's talk about the Wagoneer first, the Grand Wagoneer, sorry, rather. This looks better on the outside than the Grand Wagoneer. It's quicker to accelerate too, that is for sure. Turbos at high elevation always win. And then Escalade, I feel like that's what most people are going to compare this to, is the Escalade. Again, the turbocharged engine does feel quite a bit better than that 6.2 V8 and the Escalade, so you are winning from that perspective. Some of you might just want a 6.2 V8 because 6.2 V8, but this is like quieter. And you know, between both of them, I go Navigator. The build quality just feels better on this. Like, GM has definitely improved things quite a bit, but the build quality with the new Escalade just isn't quite up to par here with the Navigator. Let me know which one you guys would pick, but there you go. Now that's gonna sum things up for our video on this 2022 Lincoln Navigator. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Schmiller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Navigator. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see ya.